Greetings noisemakers. Today I'm talking about the Ableton live set for Kotche's Anomaly. We've got a complete beat-matched version of all 7 movements from Anomaly, which is on Kotche's new album Adventureland, which is out now on Cantaloupe Music. We've had access to all of the multi-track stems from the album, and I've broken them down into scenes and beat-matched warped clips which fit to Live's transport, which makes it really useful for you for remixing, blending and mashing up, and doing whatever you want with creatively. The entire piece, which features the amazing Kronos Quartet playing with Glenn, has a range of time signatures and tempos, and the live set is designed to be played in this kind of way. I'm going to show you a little bit how to do this now. We'll start first by talking about how to get started with using the set. When you first open up, you should see this lesson on the right-hand side. Have a read through this to better familiarise yourself with how the set works if you're still wondering after watching this video. Each of the 7 movements are broken up into scenes. You can see here, for example, that this is movement 2, with its scenes 2.1 through to 2.9. To start a movement at the beginning and have it play automatically through the order of scenes from the original music, hit the red first scene for your chosen movement. For example, if you want to play all of the way through movement 3, hit the red scene 3.1. Most of the clips in the set are programmed to run onto the next clip using Live's follow actions. Upon being fired, a clip will play for a preset amount of time before firing the next clip. This is how the movements play through themselves automatically. Most clips are also looped, and if you disengage the follow actions, clips will continue to loop on their own without going to the next clip. You can tell the time to the next clip, and also the loop start if you turn the follow action off, by the small coloured disc above the faders. There are times when the music is playing through that the tempo changes in the original music, and if you want to make that happen, you need to re-trigger a scene with its tempo change. Re-trigger scenes are coloured orange. To demo this, I'm going to play you a section of movement 4, where the band slowly builds from one layer of intensity to another, and the tempo changes. We'll start with 4.8, which is 90 BPM. Then I re-triggered 4.9, which is 94 BPM, to set the new tempo. Why do I need to do this? Well, you don't need to do it. You can choose whatever tempo you like with these clips. I've mapped the scenes out like this so that if you wish, you can use the tempo fluctuations from Kotche's composition in your own remix. Dummy clips, like these, are empty of audio. They exist because the session view needs a clip to play in order to follow on to the next clip that contains audio. Remember that all of these clips are warped to be beat matched. This means that any warped clip that you play along with this music will play and stay in time with it. Another tip, turn on the metronome at any time if you're lost as to what the tempo or meter is. Record your actions in the session view to the arrangement timeline by activating the Arrangement Record button. Once in the arrangement view, toggle the slave button under the warp button to master to make the arrangement tempo automation follow the original organic tempo of the music. This way you get a tempo automation that follows the original tempo. Most of the clips are unmixed, with some simple glue compression on the master output. Go nuts with mixing the sounds as you wish. Now I know that you're really keen to get in now and start creating with this music. And I'm going to just show you a couple of little ideas that I came up with very quickly, very quick and easy ideas for how you can start working with this music. So remember that one of the important points is that all of these clips are warped and beat matched to fit to the Ableton transport. So what that means is that I can grab a clip anywhere out of my browser, out of my library, and I can drop it into an audio slot and it will actually work with, it will work in time. Let me just have a little look here. If I grab this beat here and I drop it straight in, let's try this. I don't know if it will work, but I'll just turn these couple of guys off. And I'll drop it in and play it with scene 7.5 here. Check this out. Okay, that's interesting. Here's a couple I prepared earlier. Let's just stop these clips and restart them. So here they are with 7.5. Try with this next scene. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I mean, there's a lot you can do there. The possibilities are endless, really. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you, which is pretty cool, is how to convert some of this audio to MIDI, which is one of the great features of Live 9. I've chosen this scene which I really love. I think it's near the end of movement 6. Here it is, it's 6.14. And I especially love the cello part. If we solo this, let's have a listen to this. Really great sort of grinding bass line there. And I'm gonna control click here, right click on your mouse if you like, and I'm going to convert melody to new MIDI track. So when I click on this one, you can see this will run our little conversion dialog box here, and I'll get a new channel there, which I don't want to have that channel in my mix over here. I'm going to drop this over into my new jam group over here, which is a group of different clips and stuff I put together. And this is basically some MIDI here. And I've taken that bass line and actually I've put it straight into a bass that I really love, a bass sound, and that ends up sounding like this. Have a listen. Okay, if we listen to that lining up with the cello part, here's the cello part. Okay. Great sort of crunchy sound. The next part from that scene that I really love is the violin part. So if we have a listen to this one, I'll just solo this track. A nice screaming sort of lead violin sound there. And I also converted that melody to a new MIDI track. And that ended up on these little orchestral samples that I have here. I'll play you these guys. They sound a bit like this. And when I join them up with the violin part, it sounds like this. So I sort of beat matched a whole lot of that stuff and I changed the tempo a little bit. I also grabbed this great clap sound. Kotche uses awesome clap sounds on this album. This is some of them here. Really nice way to add a kind of high-end percussion, high frequency vibe to the percussion sounds in the track. And so I've layered those up with some backbeat claps as well. Check this out. This is a quick jam I put together. You know, it took me probably about 15 minutes because I basically just converted this audio into MIDI and then dropped it onto some instruments that I liked. Check this out. So basically you can hear the MIDI parts, the original violin melody from this scene here, and then I'm going to drop the bass line part. Here it goes. Another scene, kind of just featuring that on the bass part. So the cello line now in the bass part. And then a little outro. And so when I've recorded that to my arrangement, I've just put a little fade to grey in here at the end so you can hear this outro. You'll hear that come in over the violins here. So this whole track you'll probably hear over the intro titles to this video. I'll chuck it on there. It's yeah, I hope that this is a really useful and quick way for you guys to get going with remixing this content. Another quick point I'll make is that the violin parts that you heard in the intro part of that section, this bit, were actually in the scene next door to that scene that I liked. So I really liked 614, which was this one. But I grabbed the scene previous to that, 613, and I used two scenes that were related to each other chronologically in the piece, and that made a really nice sort of key connection between the two parts, and that's why they worked well. Felt like a bit of a journey. If you haven't already, you can get started with downloading and working on this set via this very special VIP link to join Blend. It'll be on the bottom of the screen here. The link, I'll read it out to you, is blend.io/VIP/Cantaloupe. Thanks a lot for watching. That's all for now. I'm Josh Hogan from Noisemaker Academy. Check us out at noisemakeracademy.com. We're an Ableton certified trainer. We've got tons of free content for learning and creating with Ableton Live and a whole lot of fun stuff. You can join our newsletter and get some regular content from us. And happy noisemaking.